Welcome to Meliora's channel, your go-to place for C# and data analysis tutorials, products hands-on demos, and insider secrets to keep you at the cutting edge of innovation. Our goal is to break down complex tech topics to a level that you will easily understand to supercharge your skills. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Hello, welcome to this video, which is the overview of the string manipulation functions. So in this video, what we'll be doing is to go through the various functions or methods of manipulating strings in C#. So we will do that also through the creation of a small application, which will a small WPF application, which we've called the string manipulation application. And that application will walk you through how it runs, and then we will then unveil the codes behind the scene to then use it to teach how each of the functions outlined in this application actually works. So the application covers substitution or interpolation, length, split, concat, addition, index of substring, compare, replace, toString, toUpper, toLower, append, and any. So we already had a video on WPF. So in this video, I'm not going to go through teaching how WPF works, but I'm just going to highlight the key things that we need to know to be able to follow the explanations I will give in this document. Now, this interface, this WPF interface here, is made up of a window with this title here, and then within the window you have a stack control, a stack panel. So within the window here, this is the window, and then within the window you have a stack panel, and within that stack panel you now have a grid, and this grid has got 3 columns: this column, that column, and then this column. So, and the 3 columns, if you notice, this and this are equal or of equal sizes, but this is bigger, and then everything is displayed within the middle column, which is the column 1. And the column within the grid, the way it is structured is that within the grid you've got one column, one stack panel that sets all contents to be displayed within the grid column 1. So everything will be displayed here. And that stack panel also has another stack panel within it, or 2 more stack panels within it. One of them displays everything text, the text block and the text box. So all this here, text first name, the text block for first name, the text box for first name, the text block for last name, the text box for first name, the full name, and then the text block for full name, and then the text box for full name. Then the text block for the display string manipulation result, and then text box for that. All of them are within this first stack panel. And then the next stack panel displays all the buttons. So this second stack panel displays all the buttons. So the important thing to note before I move over to the code behind is that each of these buttons will have a name that will enable referencing it easy, and then it will also have a click event where the event handling code would be inserted. And it is within this event handling code that the behavior you will see when the buttons are clicked are coded, and that's where we'll explore deeply as we progress. Most likely not on this specific video, but in the subsequent videos we'll be exploring how each of these functions were built up or utilized in the code that I'm referencing the code behind, which is the code in this examined or C# file. So
Here also, everything here has a name because we want to be able to reference them from the C code, from the code behind the C# file. So with that, I think that's basically what is important. Everything's got a name, so we can reference it, both the text block, both the text elements and then the buttons. And then all the buttons have a click event, and then without a click event, we will be able to access the event handler from the code behind. And it is within the code behind that all the programming logic actually are coded. So let's run this and run through how it functions, and that's about what we'll show in this video, and the subsequent videos will now be for us to open up each of them and see how they were designed and coded to function the way you will see shortly. So let's run it and see how it functions. So if I click this run, the system comes like that. You notice it's defaulted the first name, the T box first name has defaulted to Bernard, and the T box last name has defaulted to Eze, and then the T box full name and the T box for the display string manipulation result are all empty. So from here, if you click on substitution, for instance, it will now show you how it has applied substitution to get a full name as Bernard Eze, and then it tells you first name is Bernard, last name is Eze, and full name is Bernard Eze. Just you may not see it properly, but it has applied substitution mechanism to be able to display this string here as well as this one here. But that's the information you will get when we now go to the phase of looking at the actual code behind all this. So in the same way, if you press length, it applies the length function to the full name, and then it gives you 12. So if you count this, you will get 12, and that's what exactly has happened. So again, you don't see it here, you only see the result, but it would it will become obvious to you when we open up the codes behind and explore how they function. So the next one is split. So the split takes two parameters, not just two parameters, but what he has done here is that he has taken Bernard and Eze, and then the full name, gotten a full name where he concatenated both of them this way, and it then breaks that full name into different chunks by splitting by using the split function. And then in this case, the split function uses a space as the separator. So because it uses this space as a separator, it splits the words, the sentence or the statement or the full name into two words, which is Bernard and Eze. You can actually probably just add more names here. For instance, if you say Bernard John Boo here, and you click this, you see that the separation will become when you click split, yeah, you see it has now given you Bernard John Boo space Eze, and then it has split it now into 3. So it tells you it's now into 3 splits, because the space, there are 2 spaces now which it could find, and it uses it to separate the full name into 3. And as you can increase it more and more, and then you can now get more and more spacing. So if I do this and then also say split, it will then tell me split it into 4 splits. So so it's a very powerful concept in string manipulation, and you see how it is utilized very shortly when we open up the video. So the concatenations, on the other hand, if you click it, is let's take this thing back to our usual Bernard and Eze, and then we now can take the concatenation from there. So if you do concatenation, so yeah, it then concatenates Bernard Eze, and it gives you Bernard Eze.
Well, because I had something before, so let me kind of let's see. I need to clear this thing. Okay, so if I go back to concat, so I need to have a way of clearing this thing. Okay, so maybe what I do is, let me go out where concatenation, let me exit and run it again and start from concatenation so that it will clear the changes I made midway. So if I go to concat now, display of concatenation, Bernard is using concat method. Okay, so this is shown up because it uses two different ways to do the concatenation, and it's just trying to demonstrate that it is it delivers the same result. So otherwise it should not be showing two. Let me just quickly address that before we continue. So if I go to concat, where is concat here? Concat. Okay, so there are two. So the T box. Oh yeah, so I was just trying to demonstrate that you can. Yeah, I tried to demonstrate something here, and that's and I did not take it off. That's what is bringing the confusion. So let me just put it back the way it should be. And then I also take this one, I'll put it back the way it should be. So if you run this now, and you do concat, yeah, you now find out that it's just concatenating the first name and the second name into what you get as the concatenated value. So, and that's basically the way concat works. Of course, if you change anything here, the concatenation will take whatever you have here and concatenate it with whatever you have here as well. So moving on to addition. Addition works the same way as concatenation, except that it uses the addition mechanism to do that concatenation. So the results will be the same, but when you look into the codes, when we get to the phase of looking at the details, you'll find out that addition is just using the plus addition mechanism to achieve this concatenation method. So, but the result with concat is the same, and then even the result with substitution is basically the same. So the index of, on the other hand, is looking at the position of a particular character within this full name, or actually the position of a set of characters, a string of characters within this full name or within an existing string. In this particular case, we only use the position of D, the index of D within full name, which is within this string, and that's what is returning position 6. Because if you count here to here, the way the systems count, which is starting from 0, you will find that it is 6, and that's why the returned value is 6 there, as displayed here. So the moving forward, the substring on the other hand displays the result of extracting strings from the full name using a combination of substring and index of function. So again, it uses a combination of this to extract Eze from Bernard Eze. So the details of how that happens you will see when we do the video, the full video that will expose how we utilize all these things behind the scene. So the next is the compare. The compare again is it compares the first name and the last name, and returns a value depending on whether they are the same
not. So if they are the same, it will return 0. If they are not the same, it will return either -1 or 1. And don't worry yourself about when it returns -1 or when it returns 1. I think what is most important is that from the logic, the business logic point of view, once it's not 0 that is returned, you know already that the two strings that are compared are not equal. Once, if they are equal, the 0 will be returned. So the replace function, on the other hand, you can, it says within this full name, for instance, it says replace every occurrence of the letter E in this full name with the letter E, capital E. So, and if you look at this full name, there's E here and there's E here, and there's two small E's. So this E and this E, and that's why it has changed those two to the capital E's, and this is now the new way it has written Bernard is in the result area. So, and that's how replace works. We will see the code eventually later on when we get down to that phase. ToString is just a situation where you have numbers. You can see now the text labels have changed to age so that it will be appropriate for the kind of example we want to show. So the age of person 1 is 20, the age of person 2 is 39, and combined age of person 1 and 2 is now 20 plus 39, which gives us 59. And then to display that 59, you actually have to convert it to string using the toString function. And that's how we got this 59 here in the result area, even here also. But here in the result area, so you will see that, you can't see that here, but you see that when we are now going through the individual applications one by one. Now to restore our usual text blocks and so that the example flows with the rest of the things we've done, you right click on this toString and then it returns what we used to have. And once it has returned it, then you can now continue. To upper changes everything to uppercase. So it gets the full name, but it changes everything in the full name to uppercase. That's what to upper does. And to lower does the opposite, which it changes everything in the full name to lowercase, which is what is done now. So this is the full name, it changes everything to lowercase. And then append. Append basically does concatenation again, but it's doing that concatenation using the string append method. So it is another way of concatenating strings, but we'll see how it works and how it differs from the rest of the concatenation mechanisms we've seen so far. So the final one that we'll look at is the any, and the any looks at the parameters. You have the first name, last name. It looks at the full name and actually uses a condition, using any condition, a specific any condition to determine whether I should display this in lowercase or in uppercase. In this particular case, is the condition is looking at is whether there is any digit in the full name text. So because there's no digit here, it then writes everything in small letters. If there is a digit, then it will write everything in capital letters. So for instance, let's just say Bernard 1, 2 is this. If we then do any, the result will now be in capital letters because there are digits there. You know, but without digits, if we don't have digits and you say any, then it would say because there was no digits, it will write it in small letters. This is just a way of showing some difference in the outcome when using this sort of powerful construct from C#. So that brings us to the end of this overview. And the next video will now start going through these functions one by one. And where 2 or 3 of the functions can be put into a video without the video becoming too long, we'll do that. But if not, they will all feature one by one in a particular video, and we'll try to explain
everything around that function in that specific video. So thank you for listening, and please hit the subscribe button or comment and like us, because those encourage us to continue to work hard and create these contents for you. So thank you, and definitely look forward to seeing you very shortly in the next video as we go through these string manipulation functions. Bye for now. Thank you for watching, and if you learned something new or enjoyed this video, be sure to show us support by clicking like and subscribe. Your support helps us to bring you even better content, so stay tuned for the next exciting video. You can also click the link below to see other free and paid videos on other exciting topics. If the click did not work, kindly copy the link and paste on your browser. Thank you, and see you in the next video.